Whoa, hey, don't touch my spear. It could be dangerous. And you don't want to be inheriting my fate, do ya? Anyway, since you're so insistent on touching my stuff, I might as well tell you about myself. I am Chulainn. You may or may not know me, but everyone in my homeland does, for I am the greatest hero and warrior in all of Ireland. I am a demigod, my mother immortal, my father god. People tell many stories about me, but how about I tell you two? How I got my name and how I died. Well, let's get on with it. We don't have all day. Let's start the story of how I got my name. I was born with the name Satana, which means one who knows the way. And there's a blacksmith in my village with the fiercest and scariest guard dog. One day, I got locked into my house and went to the smith for some help, but his dog was in the way. He started running towards me, and I was so scared and angry, I chucked the ball into its throat and killed it. The next morning, when the blacksmith saw his beloved dog dead on the ground, he was so angry at me. But being the nice person I am, I said I'd guard his place until he found a new dog. And that's how I got my name, Chulainn, which means the Hound of Chulainn. And that's also how I got one of my most famous geasa. What? You don't know what a geasa is? Silly. A geasa is like a taboo, a rule that no one must break. If they do, they will die. Now, you may be wondering what my geasa are, but I have many, for the more powerful you are, the more you have. But here are my most famous ones. I cannot eat dog meat, I cannot eat food offered by women, and I have to accept hospitality. Now, onto the story of how I died. There was this queen, and her name was Meb. And, well, let's just say I wasn't her favorite person. We had fought many battles, like the cattle-raided Chulainn, and in that battle is how I received my fate. There's a goddess, and her name was the Morrigan, and she told me that I would die young and she'd be there to witness it. But that's a story for another day. Oh, sorry, I was getting off track. Anyways, Meb came to my home of Ulster with the intent of killing me. But before the battle, there was this woman, and she was roasting dog meat, and she offered me some. I knew with any decision I chose, I would die. So I just decided to eat the meat. I mean, at least I'd be full. But when I bit into the meat, I could feel myself getting weaker and weaker, and soon afterwards, I was called to the battlefield. I fought and fought, but I knew I couldn't fight forever. And when I knew I couldn't fight anymore, I struggled up a hill and tied myself to a tree, so I could die standing and fighting for my land. And then when a raven flew down and landed on the tree I tied myself to, I knew it was the Morrigan, for she is often shown as a raven. I knew my time was up, and then the Morrigan signaled my death at the age of only 27. Now, young ones, do you understand why I don't want you touching my stuff? Well, get along now. You don't want to spend the rest of your lives talking with me.